Time now to take a deep dive into the Western Final with Duane Forde, and we've got a fantastic matchup. It's the red-hot BC Lions rolling into Saskatchewan to face the top-seeded Roughriders in BC. They have the most prolific offense in the league, while Saski has the stingiest defense. So, Duane, obviously something's got to give here. Between the two units, who has the advantage and why?
I'm going to give a slight edge on this one to the BC Lions offense.
Okay.
And part of this has to do with, we can call it recency bias, we can call it who's hot at the time, but BC's offense obviously has caught fire in the second half of the season. Nathan Rourke has really settled in to Buck Pierce's scheme. They seem to be on the same page. You look at that receiving core. Keon Hatcher has been great all year. Justin McInnes, who led the league in receiving last season, seemed to really gain momentum as the year went on. So this group, I feel like they really came together, whereas, again, when you look at down the stretch, Saskatchewan, particularly in that secondary, suffered some injuries, and, you know, that affected, I would say, their production on defense.
Keeps it! Touchdown! Nathan Rourke runs his way in for another 6-point BC.
Okay, well, let's stick with the Lions because they really are red hot right now. We want you to put on your coaching hat, okay? If you're on the BC sideline, what part of the Riders' defense would you want Rourke to exploit?
Yeah, and it's absolutely trying to go after that secondary, and it's sort of your strength as the BC Lions offense against what has been a little bit of a sore spot for the Saskatchewan Roughriders. At times, you know, they've been missing multiple guys, as I said, on the back end. The most concerning injury, of course, being to Roland Milligan, who is last year's most outstanding defensive player. And so there's a little bit less experience there. You have had to shuffle the deck and had people playing out of the positions they were playing in the first half of the season. BC has been one of the best big play teams offensively in the Canadian Football League all season long. You've got to believe that that's not a strength for Saskatchewan. They've given up their share of big plays, particularly in the passing game. So you've got to believe that BC is going to try and air it out and air it out deep.
Looking deep, caught, touchdown BC. Justin McInnes.
Well, let's flip it around now. You coach for Saskatchewan, all right? And how would you protect against the weakness on defense?
Yeah, and I think the big thing there, obviously, is trying not to leave yourself exposed on the back end. And so at times that may mean that you're putting a little more pressure, a little more expectation on your defensive line at times to try and get pressure with 4 or 5, not give Nathan Rourke all kinds of time, but having a lot of people dropping in coverage, trying to stay away from, if you believe man situations are going to hurt you, then playing a little bit more zone and trying to shrink the windows in which Nathan Rourke can put the ball, and obviously making sure you've got help deep to make sure that he's going to be challenged to go over the top.
Well, it sounds like the Roughriders got their work cut out for them. In his 2 starts against the Riders this season, Rourke did throw for over 700 yards and 6 touchdowns.